Again, good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak to you this morning, to fellowship, and above all, I want to say thank you for your service. This organization, Rotary, is dedicated to service above self, and you truly make the word service a noun and a verb. So we're to be commended, that God put us here to serve Him, serve others, and we're blessed to have the privilege to serve. Again, I'm so honored to be Sheriff of Wake County. I thank God each day for the privilege to serve. And anytime that I can engage with the community so people can know that I care and that you matter, it is a great opportunity for me to start my day off this way. So again, um, I want to just take a little time to share a little bit with you about Wake County, the capital county of the state of North Carolina. Uh, North Wake County is the home of 1.3 million people. We have about 200,000 youth, 180,000 that are school age, all entrusted in our care. When I say our care, I'm speaking of the Wake County Sheriff's Office, as well as organizations such as the Rotary and all people who are committed to a safer world and a world of equality and equal access to greater quality of life. So it's all about partnerships. I stress to my staff each and every day that we're only as effective as our training, our communication, and our relationships. And we've been blessed to spread our wings, to increase our borders through the partnerships throughout the community to serve and protect the people and the businesses of Wake County. Our goal is to discharge the duties of our office in a lawful, professional, and humane manner, to keep our community safe, and to enhance public safety through our partnerships with all stakeholders to create opportunities for successful outcomes. We're living in challenging times. We're living in changing times. We're living in times where everyone believes that he or she's right in their own eyesight. And so we need a God to stabilize us. We need a balance. We need a foundation. And the good news is we don't have to create one. It was created before the beginning of time. And all we have to do is to look to the hills for which cometh our help, and to put our trust in the Lord as to guide and direct us each and every day. Uh, I'm a believer. I cannot require that all of my staff be believers, but I'm so thankful that each and every day God continues to send me people who believe, people who have a heart to serve, and who are committed to making a greater world for all. At the Wake County Sheriff's Office, we have numerous responsibilities. Some may ask, what is the difference between a deputy sheriff and a police officer? And uh, police officers are focused on criminal enforcement, criminal investigation, as they serve and protect most of the time the municipalities within inside a county. A sheriff is a statutory position established when this country was first founded, one of the oldest and first elected positions coming over from Europe, where the sheriff was responsible for collecting the taxes for the king. And so it was extended here in America when this country was founded. The sheriff was responsible to keep order and peace, to collect taxes, and to maintain the jail. So as a sheriff, we have criminal responsibilities as well as civil. We have territorial jurisdiction, which means the space that we can enforce the laws is throughout the entire county, as well as throughout the state when it comes to felonies. But some of the responsibilities that we have at the sheriff's office, again, is to maintaining the court system, providing security so that everyone has their day in court, whether it's in a criminal process or a civil process, to bring about a remedy. We're responsible for responding to 911 calls in the unincorporated areas that's outside of the city limits, where we send our patrol units to respond to criminal activities reported. We investigate criminal activity as well. We have a training division where we train our deputies, we train our detention officers to assure that they meet the state certification and able to serve in the capacity that they've been employed. In addition, we're responsible for civil process. That's serving all the civil papers throughout the county when people have different disputes. So those disputes do not result in confrontation between people, but they can have their day in court to settle it in a humane manner and a lawful way. We're responsible for maintaining the domestic violence protective orders when there's domestic issues involving between different relationships that result in person being threatened or harmed. Then we serve the orders, the protection orders, to keep people separated from people who may victimize them. We maintain the sex offender registry. When people are charged with various sex offenses, they have to register, and we monitor those situations to ensure that they do not reside inside a restricted area toward schools and playgrounds and where children live. We also have specialized units such as our narcotics units. We have a SWAT team for high-risk type situations. We have traffic enforcement. One of the units I'm so honored to have created is our community engagement unit. It works with all stakeholders. We work with all nonprofits to make sure that we have a presence in the community. We truly believe that our presence is what makes a difference. It's difficult or very hard for people to interact with each other and not to get to know one another and find out that you have more in common than in difference. So through our community engagement unit, through our crime prevention unit, where we work into the elementary schools to provide a DARE program, which is drug and alcohol resistance education, as we try to reach our youth before they reach that age where they're faced with these risky behavior, to teach them some coping skills and some manners, how to say no and how to reach out for help. We also have our school resource officers that we work in the middle schools and the high schools throughout the county and the city of Raleigh, and we're happy for that relationship. It allows our deputies to work along with the school administration, to work with students and staff and parents to build that relationship for a safe learning environment. When our children leave home and go to school, they need to feel comfortable and safe so they can focus on learning and not be bullied and intimidated and stressed about situations that's going to harm them. We also maintain the jail where we're responsible for anyone who's arrested in Wake County and who's incarcerated until they have their court date or if they post bond. We maintain a facility that has a capacity of 1,574 cells. Currently, we have about 1,485 inmates in our facility. We process in over 100 people a day in and out, whether they're going to doctor appointments, coming in because they've been arrested, posted bond, have various issues that we have to address, whether it's for medical, dental, mental health. We are responsible for making sure that they are cared for in a safe and healthy environment. I always tell people that each morning when I arrive in my office after I pray, I always check the head count in the jail and hoping that count goes down. When I look at, like today, for example, 1,485, I'm saying, what if I had 1,485 people out in the community working to build relationships and keep us safe? What a greater world we would have. So we understand the importance that the people who house in our jail, that we create programs to help them be productive citizens, to keep them from reoffending once they're released. So we have approximately 18 programs operating within our jail, everything from substance abuse and alcohol addiction classes. We have job training, we have behavior classes. We even have, believe it or not, a CDL class. We don't have a vehicle in the jail, where they can take a class and work through a simulator to obtain CDLs so that once they're released, they can acquire a job. So we're working hard not only just to provide training to improve quality of life, but also to partner with businesses throughout Wake County that will provide job placement, because you can provide people with all the training in the world, but if he or she is unable to obtain a job when they're released, then they tend to resort back to criminal behavior. And so we try to restore hope. A lot of people in our facility have lost hope and believe they're in a dead-end world. So when we provide this training, we provide the assistance and the resources, and we point them to other agencies, nonprofits that are able to continue this service. They believe that they are somebody and they can achieve. So it's important to have that job in place, have housing in place, have educational opportunities, help reunite families, and just create a pathway for them to be successful. One of the things I look at each day is my concerns is escalating crime. Unfortunately, we're in a situation where violent crime is increasing. We deploy our assets, capitalizing on technology, training, to find the best ways to prevent crime, because we believe if we prevent crime, we prevent people from being victims of crime. And so as we work with our private, public, nonprofit, faith-based partnerships, we also have to enforce various laws. As I alluded to, we have seen about a 9.6% increase in violent crimes. We have seen a 2.7% rise in domestic related calls. These calls were in domestic relationships where they may result in assaults. And so we're working hard to address that, to find ways so that people don't have to resort to violence when they feel stressed, when they feel pressured. One of the good news is property crimes is on a decline. Things such as break-ins and burglaries. Vehicle thefts is on a rise. We do have some person crimes such as extortion and fraud crimes on the rise. So I always ask people, be especially careful with these frauds and these scams that you receive over the telephone, even through texts, through the mail. There are people out here who want to scam you every time out of your money. It sounds good, whether it's that you won a certain item, or they even use things such as saying a loved one of yours is in jail and you need to post bond for them, or they may say that you missed a court date and you have to pay money or you're going to be arrested. Want to let people know that the sheriff's office does not call people and request money to keep you from being arrested. We don't ask for Bitcoins or any of these other credit card uses. These things take place in person. There are some online things that you can deal with us with, but we want to be a good neighbor. We want to be a good partner. We want you to know that we care and you matter. And that's why we strive each and every day to interact and build this relationship so that you will feel protected. You will feel able to reach out to us. We want every community within Wake County to know that they're valued. And so having an opportunity to stand before the Rotary Club, as I spoke to other organizations and different groups, this is part of our, our trademark, our brand, that we're here for you. I'm sure for you and because of you, and you're always the purpose of my day. I tell people all the time, when you come into Wake County, that makes you the purpose of my day, keeping you safe, so that Wake County is the safest and the greatest place to live, work, play, visit, or learn. And so while you're here, we want to make sure you live life to the fullest. All I ask you to do is when you return to home, let your local sheriff know that we kept you safe here and that we took care of you. And to all my fellow citizens of Wake County, I always stress that it's such an honor and a privilege to be your sheriff. And I thank God each day for the opportunity he's granted me and the doors he's opened and what he's allowed us to do as a sheriff office. Again, I encourage everyone, keep your guards up. Always be alert to the fact that you can be victimized by people, regardless of the approach. I used to tell people, whether it's dealing with drugs or any type of criminal activity, there's no set profile how a person appears or how they conduct themselves, that automatically labels them or present them as a criminal. As they always say, sheep can come in wolf clothing. Don't judge a book by the cover, but keep your guards up. See anything or you suspect anything, call us. We can be reached at 919-856-6911. That's our emergency communications center. It's occupied 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have patrols out. We'll respond to any situation to make sure that you're safe. So at this time, I want to allow time if there's any questions that I can answer. I'll be happy to do so. Please submit them to me right at this time.